Sure. Go ahead,
Good
Pat.
morning. Pat Englade, I'm the Executive Director of the State Board of Private Investigators, and coming from a law enforcement background, I wasn't really sure what private investigators did.
Which per year do you handle?
I'll defer to Pat on that.
Complaints in the neighborhood of 25, 30. There are more,
Per year?
Yes, sir. But there are a number of small, what we consider not serious complaints that are mostly due to pay disputes between the parties that we attempt to settle out. We don't consider those. Somebody felt like they paid a PI to do a certain job and didn't get the results they did. We typically work those out, and we don't consider those as a major category complaint.
Shows here on the sheet that you provided us that the board received and opened a total of 13 complaints against licensed and unlicensed investigators in 2010.
Right.
Was that a normal year?
It depends on the year.
But that was less than normal, you would say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. There were 1 informal hearings in 2010. 1 hearing. Is that correct?
That's correct.
There were no formal hearings held in 2000. 1 informal, 0 formal hearings. Is that correct? Okay. The board assessed a total of $1,006 in fines.
That's correct.
That was it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And a total of $19,000 in fines remain uncollected.
Correct.
Okay. Why do they remain uncollected?
We have turned those over to the Attorney General's office. They refuse to pay the fines.
Okay. They refuse to pay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you did turn it over, right?
Yes, sir.
How many attorneys do you have hired by the board?
We're in contract with the Attorney General's office that provides our basic jobs that we do as a board every day, and then we have one board that's a contract employee that we use periodically for complaints or hearings.
What year were you hired, sir?
2006.
Okay. This board has been in existence since what year again, please?
1993.
93? Okay. This individual sued the board for violating his civil rights and settled with him for over $50,000. Is that correct?
That was
related to continue from. I was not a member of the board at that time. I've only been appointed to the board since 2009. However, I've read all the legislative audit reports on our board in the past, as well as tried to get up to speed on what was going on. And I have spoken to the individual who you're talking about also. I'm regular contact with him. He sends me.
I haven't mentioned any names, and I'm not going to mention any names.
I know, and I'm not. I won't either, but
Okay.
I know who you're talking about. My understanding is that it was related to continuing education, that he was somehow denied from teaching or providing continuing education or being an instructor for the 40-hour course. It had nothing to do specifically for the manual itself.
Let me ask you this. Why could not, let's just use the state police, for example. Why could they not do the function that you're doing?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Chairman. Again, my question was going back to that $19,000 in arrears that y'all haven't been able to collect. What policing abilities do y'all have to get this money collected?
We filed suit. The Attorney General's office filed the suits for us.
Okay.
With the appropriate parts of the state that these individuals were in. One, I think, in the meantime, has died. One, they claim they've never been able
That's
to.
That's uncollectible.
Yes, sir. One, they can't seem to locate. He seems to have left the state. And the other,
y'all are private investigators that find people?
I've offered to do that.
Okay. So y'all know them well. Also on here, I see that your legal fees have gone from $7,700 to $15,000 for the current budgeted year. Why such a doubling?
Well, I actually, our contract.
Is that to go back and collect those arrears, or?
Actually, our legal fees are practically none. We have contracts. The contracts call for $40,000 a year, and we really don't come.
Our main function is to license and regulate investigators that are licensed in the state of Louisiana and make sure that they meet all the criteria that's set forth and protect the public from unscrupulous investigators.